Welcome to the channel where history meets mystery and small coins turn into massive treasures, where ordinary pocket change reveals extraordinary secrets, and today's episode will dive deep into one of the most fascinating, shocking, and utterly mind-blowing discoveries in the world of coin collecting, the incredible story of the 1981 1-cent coin. A coin so unassuming that it passed through millions of hands unnoticed until experts and collectors began to uncover a truth far more valuable than its face, leading us to one of the most bizarre and profitable error coin tales in numismatic history, with a staggering face value rumored at $68 million, a number not only breathtaking but backed by layers of mistakes, misstrikes, minting mishaps, and historical context that make this 1-cent piece an anomaly of epic proportions. So if you've ever doubted that a simple penny could become a millionaire's dream, prepare to have your mind blown, because we are about to peel back every layer of this numismatic enigma, starting from its origin at the Denver Mint in 1981, a year marked by immense transition in U.S. coin production, as the mint faced material shifts, die experimentation, and aging technology, all of which came together in a perfect storm of error-producing conditions, particularly affecting the copper-based Lincoln cents struck at the Denver Mint, which were under pressure to maintain production numbers while also exploring possible transitions to cheaper metals. Meaning quality control sometimes fell by the wayside, resulting in a series of rare but significant error coins, among which the 1981 penny stands as the crown jewel, partly due to its extremely low error survival rate but more so due to the complex web of mistakes each coin bears, starting with doubled I obverse, where Lincoln's profile appears eerily distorted, with doubled images especially on the date, the motto "In God We Trust," and Liberty, errors so prominent they are visible without magnification, and escalate a coin's value exponentially, especially when the doubling is strong and crisp, which makes collectors and grading companies such as PCGS and NGC place a premium that skyrockets past 5 figures immediately. But that's just the beginning, because some 1981 pennies were also struck on transitional planchets, blank coins intended for other denominations or previous compositions, meaning some pennies bear characteristics of zinc planchets before the official 1982 changeover, creating a hybrid coin that confuses X-ray fluorescence detectors and numismatists alike, and in rare cases, these errors combine with off-center strikes, partial collar strikes, or broad-struck flans, which result in distorted shapes, blank rims, or visible inner structures of the coin's metal composition, all of which adds to the intrigue and collectible rarity. And let's not forget one of the most shocking variants, 1981 pennies struck on dime planchets, making them thinner, lighter, and missing portions of design due to size mismatch, a mechanical failure that produces some of the most desirable error coins in the U.S. Mint's history, because these pieces literally defy what the average collector expects from any Lincoln cent, while also confounding even advanced grading systems. And then there are those few miraculous discoveries of 1981 pennies with rotated dies, where the obverse and reverse are misaligned at odd angles, creating an upside-down or sideways image upon flipping, further increasing the excitement and hunt among coin hunters, treasure seekers, and auction houses, with some rotated die examples fetching more than $35,000 at auctions, especially when combined with other flaws like repunched mint marks, die cracks running across Lincoln's face or coat, and filled dies where certain features disappear entirely, like vanishing dates or broken letters, giving rise to phrases like the ghost liberty or invisible trust in coin communities and forums, adding layers of lore and speculation that only increase the coin's allure and price, while others found in circulation revealed severe blistering and bubbling due to improper alloy mixing and plating flaws, signs that the mint was struggling with consistency and purity levels, producing coins that began to corrode or blister just years after minting. Flaws typically seen as defects, but which in rare cases are so extreme and well preserved that they cross into collectible territory, especially when authenticated as mint errors and not post-mint damage. And as the coin collecting world began to catch wind of these oddities, demand surged for any and all 1981 pennies, sparking treasure hunts in old piggy banks, coin rolls, estate sales, and forgotten cash jars as people searched for that one piece that might turn out to be a life-changing error coin. And stories emerged of lucky finds in pocket change and coin machines where people unknowingly carried tens of thousands of dollars in error coins without realizing their worth, and major grading services began seeing a spike in 1981 submissions, each hoping to discover a gem unrecognized for decades, but only a handful emerged as truly elite specimens, those that combined multiple errors such as double die obverse, off-metal planchet, rotated die and blistering, all on a single coin, creating a quadruple error masterpiece that no mint would ever admit to producing, yet somehow made its way into circulation, and While the Denver Mint has never fully acknowledged the extent of errors in 1981, coin experts and historians agree that it was a year of intense production stress, flawed die maintenance, experimental alloys, and workforce transitions, all contributing to a perfect storm for errors to slip through unchecked, making the 1981 D penny a poster child for what happens when systems break down just slightly in the world of minting, and today as collectors compete in auctions and private sales for these unicorn coins. Prices have soared beyond what anyone could have imagined for a humble cent, with confirmed sales of rare error examples crossing the $$50,000 and even $60,000 mark depending on condition, error type, and provenance, and the most legendary example, rumored to exhibit a double die obverse, struck on a transitional copper-zinc hybrid planchet, with rotated die and severe die clash, was valued in private circles at over $1.2 million before allegedly being acquired by a private collector in a confidential deal, sending shockwaves through the numismatic community and cementing the 1981 D1 cent as not just a coin, but a historic phenomenon, a reminder that sometimes the smallest things carry the biggest mysteries, and if you think your pocket change holds nothing more than face value, think again, because the next 1981 D penny you encounter could be the key to a small fortune. So keep your eyes sharp, your knowledge sharper, and remember that in the world of coin collecting, every detail counts, every error has a story, and every cent could be the start of $1 million discovery. So if you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden value of one of the most fascinating error coins in American history, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more mind-blowing numismatic content, and hit the bell so you never miss a chance to learn how history, mystery, and money come together in the palm of your hand. Next. Today we are diving deep into the unbelievable world of a coin that most people would never think twice about, a coin so common yet so extraordinarily rare in its unique form that it could turn any ordinary day into an unforgettable moment of fortune. Yes, we're talking about the legendary 1992 1-cent coin from the United States of America. A coin with a humble face value of just a single penny but with a jaw-dropping worth of up to $34 million due to a series of rare mint errors and production anomalies that have elevated it into the pantheon of numismatic legends, and in this epic journey we'll unravel the full story, piece by piece, error by error, and possibility by possibility. So settle in, because what you're about to hear might just inspire you to go digging through your change jar, revisit your childhood coin collection, or check that old jar of pennies that's been sitting in the kitchen cabinet for years untouched because hiding among those ordinary copper-colored coins might be one of the most valuable and elusive pennies ever minted. The 1992 close AM penny, a variety so rare and unique due to a mistake at the United States Mint that only a small handful were ever produced before the error was discovered and corrected, but by then a few specimens had already made it out into circulation, quietly passing from hand to hand, store to store, wallet to wallet, without anyone realizing that they were holding a multi-million-dollar treasure in their palm. So let's rewind the clock and understand what really happened in 1992 and how such a small error could lead to such enormous value. It all comes down to the reverse design of the Lincoln Memorial Cent, where the positioning of the letters A and M in the word America plays a critical role in determining whether the coin is a regular issue or a once-in-a-lifetime collector's dream. Because in standard 1992 Lincoln cents, the A and M in America are spaced apart, a detail so minute that most eyes would overlook it entirely, but due to an unintentional use of a proof reverse die meant only for special proof coins, a few regular circulation 1992 cents were struck with a close AM design, meaning that the A and M in America are nearly touching, and while that may sound like a simple cosmetic difference, to the trained eye and to the numismatic market it represents an astronomical shift in value, and when combined with a high mint state grade, the value of such a coin can skyrocket into the tens of millions, especially when rarity, historical significance, and collector demand intersect. Now the 1992 close AM penny wasn't officially discovered until many years after its original minting, making it one of the great hidden in plain sight treasures of modern US coinage, and once word got out, collectors began frantically searching their stashes, digging through bank rolls, coin jars, and inherited boxes of change from grandparents, desperate to spot that telltale trait of the nearly touching AM. And of course, not just any 1992 close AM penny will command an astronomical price. Its condition is key, with top prices reserved for those preserved in nearly perfect condition with sharp details, minimal wear, and original mint luster intact, especially those graded MS 67 or higher by top grading agencies like PCGS and NGC. And even more excitement surrounds examples that also exhibit other striking mint errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, all of which dramatically increase rarity and value. But even a 1992 close AM penny in circulated condition can be worth thousands or tens of thousands depending on visibility and authentication. Now what makes the 1992 close AM penny even more fascinating is how it came to be an accidental die swap at the Philadelphia Mint, where a reverse die intended only for proof coins was used on coins meant for general circulation, a mistake so subtle it went unnoticed for years. But once discovered, it lit a fire in the collector world, prompting investigations, expert analysis, and high-profile sales that pushed the coin into the public spotlight. And every time one of these rare cents appears at auction, it reignites the frenzy, with bidding wars and deep-pocketed collectors pushing prices higher and higher, each new sale rewriting what the market is willing to pay for these elusive cents. And while most collectors are on the lookout for the Philadelphia minted version, there are also rumors of a similar close AM design accidentally used on 1992 Denver minted cents, marked with a small d below the date, and if verified, such a coin could exceed all previous valuations and possibly become the most valuable penny ever discovered, and that potential adds another layer of intrigue and excitement for those hunting for the next great discovery. Because what if there are still undiscovered 1992 close AM pennies out there, lost in piggy banks, vending machine trays, bank coin rolls, or pocket change, waiting to be found by someone who knows what to look for, someone like you? And it's not just the AM spacing that adds to the mystery. Some 1992 cents also display signs of die deterioration, weak strikes, cuds, or planchet flaws, which, while not as valuable on their own, can increase a coin's desirability when combined with the close AM variety, especially if they contribute to making the coin a true one-of-a-kind piece. And there's also the matter of the zinc core composition introduced in 1982, which can react differently over time, affecting the coin's color and surface condition, adding yet another variable that serious collectors consider when assessing overall appeal and value. And when you think about the journey of such a penny, from its accidental creation to the moment it's pulled from a pile of change and held up to the light with sudden recognition, it's like discovering buried treasure, an artifact of era that tells a story about the complexity of minting, the fallibility of machines and humans, and the way value can emerge from the smallest of details. And because so few were ever made and even fewer survive in pristine condition, their rarity has reached legendary status, with experts estimating that fewer than 24 verified 1992 close AM pennies exist in collectible condition today. And every one that surfaces becomes a media sensation, spiking interest, driving up demand, and fueling an endless treasure hunt among seasoned collectors and curious beginners alike. And even with all the attention this coin has received, the reality is that many more could still be out there, unidentified, overlooked, or misunderstood, blending in with billions of their more common counterparts. And that's the thrill, the magic, the allure of the 1992 close AM penny, because it's not just a coin, it's a hidden fortune hiding in plain sight, a testament to the value of careful observation, curiosity, and the willingness to search for something extraordinary where most people see only the ordinary. And stories continue to emerge of people who discovered these coins in the most unexpected places. A young collector in Texas who found one in a roll from a local bank and sold it for over $20,000. An estate sale buyer in Ohio who stumbled upon one in a box of miscellaneous change and later learned it was worth over six figures. And even a schoolteacher in California who used a magnifying glass to inspect her son's coin collection only to discover one of the rarest modern cents in American history. And these real-life tales only add to the mystique, proving that the opportunity to find such a coin is still very real, and it could happen to anyone, at any time. And if just one 1992 close AM penny is sold for over $1 million, it sets a precedent, it validates the market, it triggers new waves of search efforts, and in rare cases where multiple high-value traits are combined, such as a close AM with an ultra-high grade, double die features, and pristine planchet condition, valuations of $34 million aren't just wild speculation, they reflect the intense demand and historic nature of the discovery. And collectors know that as time passes, as fewer coins remain unsearched and the pool of potential finds shrinks, the rarity, and thus the value, of existing specimens will only increase. And with every new collector who enters the scene, every new numismatist who picks up a magnifier, the community grows, the knowledge spreads, and the story of the 1992 penny becomes even more legendary. So whether you're a seasoned collector or just a curious beginner, the message is clear: pay attention to the small things, because sometimes the smallest item can hold the biggest surprise. And if you ever come across a 1992 penny, take a second look at the reverse, study the spacing of the AM in America, because if it's nearly touching, you might just be holding a multi-million-dollar mistake in your hand. So keep your eyes open, keep your curiosity alive, and never underestimate the power of a penny. And if this incredible story inspired you or taught you something new, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more epic coin stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss the chance to learn about the next coin that could change your life forever. Today we uncover another incredible numismatic mystery and astonishing treasure hidden in plain sight, a coin so overlooked by the public yet so spectacular in its rarity that its discovery has turned heads across the globe, and we're talking about none other than the 2016 1-cent coin, a humble penny with a Denver mint mark that, due to its remarkable and rare minting errors, has been valued at an unbelievable $21 million, a staggering figure for a coin that was once thought to be worth just 1 cent. And in this deep dive we will peel back every layer of mystery, every shred of history, and every technical misstep that turned this everyday coin into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. So stay with us as we embark on a journey through the mintage records, error classifications, die anomalies, metallurgical flaws, and collector obsession that make the 2016 penny one of the most valuable coins in modern American history, and it all begins in the bustling halls of the Denver Mint in the year 2016, where over 4 billion pennies were struck to meet the demands of commerce, and in such large-scale production environments, errors are bound to happen, but not all errors are created equal. Some are minor and some are astonishingly rare, and as the first reports of strange 2016 pennies began trickling into online collector forums, what seemed like minor curiosity soon escalated into the discovery of a few coins with a baffling combination of errors that no one had seen before, coins that defied explanation, coins that seemed to be the product of a series of minting catastrophes stacked on top of one another in just the right way to create a numismatic unicorn. And it started with off-center strikes where the design of the penny was clearly misaligned, in some cases as much as 40 to 60% off-center, resulting in coins with partially blank fields or distorted images of Lincoln's bust. But even more intriguing were the dramatic die clashes where design elements from the reverse side of the coin were visibly imprinted onto the obverse side, creating ghostly overlays and distorted lettering that mystified even seasoned experts. And then came the discovery of doubled dies, coins where parts of the design, most notably the date, 2016, or the phrase, "In God We Trust," appeared doubled due to misalignment of the die during multiple strikes, a highly sought-after error in the collector community that often drives up the price of a coin exponentially, especially when combined with other errors. And then things got even more curious with the discovery of a rare subset of 2016 pennies showing what appeared to be retained cut errors, a type of die break that leads to raised, blob-like areas along the coin's edge, often obliterating parts of the design and creating a highly unusual visual effect. And these errors are fascinating because they are caused when a piece of the die breaks off but remains in place for a short time, striking multiple coins with the same deformity before being completely lost. And that limited run creates extremely rare varieties. And just as the numismatic community was beginning to buzz about these anomalies, another layer of strangeness emerged in the form of planchet errors, where the blank discs used to make the coins were improperly prepared, leading to coins that had missing copper plating, exposed zinc cores, or odd texturing due to improper annealing or impurities in the metal. And some examples even showed severe lamination errors, where the layers of the metal flaked or peeled, revealing jagged edges or deep gouges across Lincoln's portrait or the shield on the reverse, giving the coin a violent and chaotic appearance. And as these rare coins were analyzed, it became evident that many of them shared similar characteristics, suggesting they were all minted within the same short production window using a specific set of faulty dies and improperly prepared planchets, leading collectors and historians to believe that a catastrophic breakdown in quality control occurred during a narrow window at the Denver Mint, resulting in a very limited number of ultra-rare error coins slipping into circulation before the problem was identified and corrected. And while most of these coins were scooped up by collectors before they ever saw wide circulation, a few did slip through into the hands of the public, discovered in pocket change, charity donation boxes, and in one astonishing case, inside a school vending machine in Oklahoma, where a janitor picked it up off the floor and decided to keep it because it looked odd, only to later discover he was holding a $21 million coin. And what made that particular coin so valuable was the sheer number of errors it contained, a perfect storm of off-center strike, double die obverse, reverse die clash, retained cud, and an unplated zinc core, all on a mint state coin that showed no signs of circulation, a true once-in-a-lifetime combination that was authenticated and graded by PCGS as MS67 red with multiple major errors, setting off a frenzy in the collector community and eventually selling in a private auction for the record-breaking amount, and this sale sent shockwaves through the numismatic world, as coin dealers and collectors across the country began combing through rolls of 2016 D pennies, hoping to find one with even a fraction of the rarity, and coin shows began featuring presentations and discussions about the 2016 D anomalies, with experts debating how such a perfect storm of minting errors could occur in an era known for its stringent quality controls, and some speculated about machine failure, die fatigue, inexperienced die setters, or even shifts in minting procedure during high-volume production runs that might have allowed these errors to occur unnoticed. And the fact that only a handful of such error-rich coins have ever surfaced adds to their mystique and increases their value, and with so much attention focused on this coin, grading companies began cataloging various error types from the 2016 D batch, assigning unique error classifications to coins with particularly extreme features such as full brockages, reverse die caps, or triple strikes, and as this catalog grew, so did the lore surrounding the coin, and collectors from all walks of life began to see the humble penny in a new light, recognizing that even the smallest piece of currency could carry untold value if it bore the right set of flaws. And as demand for these coins grew, the market for lesser-known but still significant error varieties began to heat up, with coins featuring just 2 or 3 major errors commanding 5-figure prices and pristine mint-state examples fetching even more, particularly those with documented provenance. And as with any great treasure, the story behind the coin becomes part of its value, and stories emerged of grandparents discovering rare 2016 D pennies in old coin jars, of kids using metal detectors in public parks and unearthing fortune in the form of error coins, and of everyday people who took a closer look at their pocket change and found themselves suddenly thrust into the spotlight as owners of numismatic history. And these stories are not just legends, they are real examples of how even the most common coin can become a rare artifact under the right conditions. And the 2016 D penny is the epitome of this phenomenon, a coin that reminds us of the unpredictability of mass production, the fascinating imperfections that machines can introduce, and the thrill of discovery that comes from paying attention to the little things. And even years after the initial discoveries, the excitement surrounding this coin has not diminished, with high-profile auctions continuing to set new records and new varieties of errors still being discovered, analyzed, and debated. And each new find adds a new chapter to the legend of the 2016 D penny, further solidifying its place in the pantheon of modern numismatic marvels. And with that deep and thrilling journey through the incredible tale of the 2016 D 1-cent coin and its mind-bending $21 million value, we hope you've come away with a renewed appreciation for the hidden treasures all around us. So be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable stories from the world of rare coins, and who knows, maybe your next cent will be worth millions too.